Let's customize our Raizzan. Watch this, check this out. I can bend this like this. So here is the new Raizzan car, or it's relatively new, and as you see it's red and black, or red and smoke black in some cases. And so the thing is, a lot of these models, a lot of people will just build them right out of the box to try to make them look just like what they see in the cover right here. But according to Tamiya rules for box stock, tune class, open class, you can actually paint your plastic pieces as much as you'd like. So I decided to paint this into a very unique color. I think it's unique because I haven't seen it very often. So I decided to paint it this bright orange. It looks like a little bit more yellow than orange, but I think it's called bright orange, and it says brilliant orange right here, TS56 for the Tamiya products. So yeah, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you get the top part, right? The seeable parts of the car with your paint, and you want to spray in very light misty coats, and you want to make sure that you shake your can up so much so that you can hear the marble inside very clearly moving around inside the can. You can't just buy spray paint and then just expect it to pop off the cap and expect it to give you that brilliant shine like right away. No, you have to shake this up a lot. You have to shake it up for at least a minute I would say, and you have to make sure that that marble, you can clearly hear it inside the can moving freely. So in order to prepare your parts, I would suggest that you get an alcohol wipe and you gently wipe the surface of every part to clean it totally. So some people might think that alcohol wipes are a little strong, and they are, so you can get a paper towel and water if you'd like, and that will serve the purpose of getting rid of the outer surface coat. There's always like some sort of what I'll call a grime coat that might be left over from the factory, and you want to basically get all that grime off. And the best way to see it is, of course, with an alcohol wipe, but sometimes alcohol can be a little harsh, but if you do it with great care, you should be able to wipe your plastic surfaces clean with alcohol. So, to prepare your parts for painting, it's very important that you use items that are good for small modeling parts. So here is a paint stock set. And this is what a paint stock is. It basically is this individual stick right here, or stock, and it's got a little alligator clip on the very end. So here you can see I can open and close this alligator clip just like so by bending this. And you could then attach your part to the alligator clip and then attach it magnetically right on top of the box. Now, I'm going to show you how that's done very easily. You usually take like one of the pieces right here that isn't visible to the naked eye when you place this all back together, and you clip it on there. So you can choose to clip it on to, say, here, if you'd like. What I've done is I've clipped it onto this round peg right here, which is a lot more sturdy. And not only do I clip, if you just clip the very ends, it might snap off and fall off, but if you take this, you see this little circular part on the inside, it's all the way on the end right there. If you just bring this up forward like so, now we've got a really secure link between the alligator clip, or bond, between the alligator clip and the part. And then you can just attach it right here, just like so, and then have all the parts kind of facing you while you do your spray painting. So I suggest you do your spray painting in a well-ventilated area, away from like your home, if possible. If you can get like outside into the yard where there's lots of fresh air, all the better, because you don't want those fumes going into your home. That would be very bad. So you could choose to paint either like having this thing extend like this, or watch this, check this out. I can bend this like this. So I can bend this in such a way such that I am always looking at the top parts like this. Now, there are pros and cons of painting in a vertical position versus a horizontal flat position. And what those differences are, what those advantages and pros and cons are the fact that sometimes when you paint your coats, it will kind of pull up in certain areas, so you have to be very light in your painting process. You have to be very patient with yourself too. You have to understand that painting this will not be a one-coat affair. It's going to be several coats, and you're going to keep spraying and spraying until you get a nice, shiny finish. Now, if you don't spray color your parts properly, you're going to get this like jagged, bumpy effect on your spray paint. You want to try to get it to be a smooth, shiny, almost mirror-like coat, like this. And that's done by several coats of paint. So it might be tempting to just do it all in one shot, but if you do that, you're going to end up with like this little, these edges on the bottom right here. You can see them kind of. Yeah, you can see them up close. They pool up. If you don't paint your stuff properly, it'll all pool up towards one end where the paint likes to drip towards. So here, it's not so bad. If you look very closely, you can see it, and I can see it, and then it'll bug me to no end. But if you want to do this properly, do light coats, do several light coats. How many coats? It depends on how shiny you want the surface. It depends on the material, right? So with this, I discovered that more coats is better than less. So yeah, these started off as red, and I think it really wanted to be red. So I kept on spraying coat after coat until finally I got it to be this shiny, smooth surface. And I probably should have used even lighter coats than what I did here, and that's why there's a pooling over here. And also, the way that this was angled, I think I had it angled like this rather than like this. You want it to try to be as flat as possible, and you want to try to aim the nozzle above the item as much as possible, instead of doing it like this, where the paint could all drip towards the ends. So I had it at a slight angle, so this kept on dripping towards the ends and pooling up right on the lip right here on the edge of the car. So this is not going to be like an overnight process. You're not going to be a master of painting overnight. You're going to have to keep practicing on various models that you build. That's just the way it is. So here, it'll be like a lot easier than just taping these parts onto a box and then spray painting it like that. If you tape these parts onto a box, you have to find a way to secure them. So I like to use double-sided tape and tape them onto a box and place the parts on top and hope for the best. But now that I have this paint set with these stalks, it makes painting a lot easier. So yeah, I suggest getting this. And the links to all the products that I'm describing are going to be down below in the description, so please check them out. So another thing you must get when you are painting, you must get yourself a mask and safety glasses, and possibly gloves. So why do we need these things? Okay, so with the gloves, these are heavy-duty nitrile exam gloves. Okay, so these gloves right here, they're thicker and less prone to leakage than other gloves out there. So they're a little stronger, and they don't cost that much, all things considered. You get a whole bunch of these in here. You get, how many in here? 100 gloves. Very cool. And so they'll protect your hands from the paint. You also need these protective glasses, and these, or goggles, they're safety glasses. And as you see here, they'll protect you from any random spray paint that might blow your way. For example, if you're outside and there's wind, you're spray painting your model parts, the wind could push the spray paint into your eyes, and that's not good. So this will protect your eyes from that. It'll protect you from most of it. There's still little bits of space here and there, so you have to still be careful while using these glasses. Now, there's also this. This is a particle mask, and it's an N95 rated particle mask right here. So let me show you what exactly it looks like. And these are sold in various forms by various companies, but basically what it is a thick mask to protect you from inhaling too much of these fumes, right? Because if you just spray paint your models without any protection at all, without any eye protection, nose protection, hand protection, you're going to get the paint on yourself. Even in a small way, it's going to go on you or in you. You don't want that to happen. So you want to try to prevent that from happening. So this will prevent you from inhaling too many of those serious fumes. And it's an N95, which means it protects you from 95% of all those particulates out there, that kind of thing. So yeah, you want to make sure that you wear a mask when you are painting, always. So I painted my Raizzan in this bright orange color, and we are going to place these parts right onto our Raizzan. I'm going to take a look at what it looks like compared to the original. So here we go. So here is the car cowl, and let us place these parts on. So I think we just slip these on like this. And once you paint your car parts, you might find that they are a little thicker than they were before, so it'll be a little bit harder to snap things in place, but don't fret about it. It's going to snap in place. You might need to shave and trim a little bit too to get them to snap in place, but they will snap in place. It wasn't that bad at all, actually. Yeah. The thicker you make your paint coats, the more difficult it'll be to snap the parts in place onto the cowl. So there you go. This is what it looks like now, and that's pretty darn cool. So let's see, let's place it on the car itself. There it is, very cool. And this is the original right here. Yeah, take a look. Not bad, right? Yeah. You could paint your car whatever color you want. You could, yeah, I've seen people paint red on red, but they would put like a more kind of like shiny, like glittery red on top of their red, and that's cool too. You can also paint those translucent paints that add glitter to the top, right? Silver glitter or gold glitter or something like that. You can make it green, you can make it blue, you can make whatever color you want. Purple, I was going to make it purple at first, but I decided to make it this orange, yellow, yellow-orange. And so yeah, pretty darn cool. Yeah, that's a way to customize your car. Even if you don't put any stickers on it, but remember, some racing events, they require you to have a sticker on your car. The rules actually say you should have at least one sticker on your car, and to get around, not get around that rule, but to satisfy that rule, just pick your favorite sticker. Pick this one, pick the name tag, and put it underneath your car or underneath the cowl or something like that. So that counts as a sticker. And then, yeah, then you can just paint your car to your heart's content and not worry about ruining it. I think, in some cases, I think when you put stickers on the outside of the car, it ruins the aesthetic of the car. It makes it look like a toy. If there was some way, like in, say, those clear cowls, if you could actually put the stickers underneath the cowl so that the cowl protects the stickers, all the designs on the stickers, I think that would be so much better. But they haven't done that yet. I've seen people do that. I've seen people place designs underneath the polycarbonate cowls, the clear polycarbonate cowls. But I have not seen anyone come up with like a good way of putting stickers on hard cowls so that the outside protects the sticker rather than the sticker protects the cowl. So yeah, that's just the way it is, I think. Unless you're willing to put the stickers on and then dip the entire cowl in some sort of protective coat that will seal everything and make everything look smooth. There's really no way to make stickers on top of plastic cowls look realistic. So, but that's just a little pet peeve. So yeah, painting cars, painting models is like, it should be one of the joys of model making. And yet a lot of people don't find it to be a joyous event just because like mistakes can happen. Painting might make the car look a little less desirable than it was before it got painted. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be like a joyful process to try to paint your car the way you want it to look so that you can customize it so that the car can be you, right? You don't want the car to be like everyone else's car. You want the car to be distinctly you, a part of your personality. So yeah, I think that's a great thing when you can customize a car and make it you. So everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel, you'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you, bye.